The Niger Delta youths have actually threatened brimstone and everything that would come down if these 11 requests are not being met by the federal government. And you know, these guys don't joke. They are out for serious business because, of course, they've once negotiated with the federal government, and they are saying federal government is yet to still respond to that request, let alone now the NSAS protest that are requesting for a better Nigeria. They said this time around is going to be very brutal, and of course, in Nigeria, we don't want any more problem. Well, I hope this gets to the federal government and they do something about it. More details of this I will bring to you shortly. But before then, guys, if you have not subscribed, ensure you hit the subscribe button and also give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to turn on your notification bell. All right, guys, as it says that groups from the 9 states of the Niger Delta region, which vowed to resume hostilities last Monday in support of NSAS protest, triggered fresh anxiety last weekend as it presented 11 new demands to the federal government. Leader of the militants under the auspices of Reformed Niger Delta Avengers, self-styled Major General John Mark Ezonebi, in an electronic mail statement, said the coalition had communicated multinational oil companies to evacuate their staff to avoid human casualties. RNDA, that is the Reformed Niger Delta Avengers, that is the RNDA, stated, in support of the existing demands by the NSAS protest, we have added new demands that could stop the mayhem on foreign oil multinationals, oil and gas infrastructures, and the joint military task force involved in the Operation Crocodile Smile in the region. We have vowed to take the destiny of our region into our hands and kickstart the occupation of all the major oil wells and the oil platforms. We will also bring down all major crude oil production pipelines to zero, it added. First on the demands of the RNDA is urgent release of the 98 billion naira gas flare penalty fund to the host communities of the Niger Delta, which are funds domiciled in the federal accounts through the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) by the international oil companies (IOCs) as payment to compensate the communities being affected in the creeks of the Niger Delta due to their environmental pollutions and environmental hazard caused the multinational oil companies. The group recalled that President Muhammadu Buhari's administration withdrew $1 billion from the XX crude account sometimes in 2019 to acquire heavy weapons to fight Boko Haram insurgents in the northeast, adding, "This is wicked and insensitive to the peace accord signed with the people of the Niger Delta region, most especially the RNDA militant group that accepted the ceasefire agreement on the 21st of August 2016, and nothing has been done so far. Secondly, we demand the total control of our God-given resources in the region. If some parts of the North states are allowed to operate and will be given license to engage in illegal mining and sale of gold, it means it is time the people of the Niger Delta region, especially the ethnic nationality, be given equal opportunity to go ahead with artisans and local refining of crude oil in the creeks without any form of intimidation and harassment from the Nigerian government as well." Thirdly, RNDA demands the riverine areas in Niger Delta be connected to the cities with roads and bridges with provision in the 2021 budget. A road project, for instance, should connect Warri to Ogulaga, Burutu local government area, which is a host to Focado's terminal, producing over 1 million barrels of crude oil that contribute trillions of dollars to the federal government on a daily basis. Fourth, the proposed 2021 budget, which appropriated bills of naira to the Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Senator Godswill Akpabio, and the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, should be withdrawn and put on hold, and the Minister of the Niger Delta Affairs should not be allowed to defend the proposed budget until the substantive board of the NDDC is inaugurated and sworn in by President Muhammadu Buhari. We also demand that Senator Godswill Akpabio be mandated to hold a town hall meeting with the traditional rulers, stakeholders, and leadership of RNDA militant group in the Creek in order to show a genuine intention that the budget proposal will not witness embezzlement and diversion of billions to Akpabio and his cronies. Pockets without any tangible and practical development in the creeks of the region. And we also demand immediate takeoff and reopening of the Burutu seaport by the federal government, which should be included in the 2021 budget. More importantly, to the RNDE militant group, we call for an emergency review of the Revenue Allocation Act in order to give proper interpretation of the 13% derivation funds that will not be deposited in the hands of the so-called inhuman, wicked, corrupt-minded Niger Delta governors that have been pocketing the billions of naira on a monthly basis from the Federation allocation accounts without getting to the oil-producing communities in the creeks of Niger Delta and without any accountability to the long-neglected, emancipated oil-producing communities that are the original owners of the 13% derivation funds, according to the Section 162, subsection 2 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. So we demand proper interpretation of this act by the Attorney General of the Federation as to the chief law officer of the country, because of the people of the Niger Delta oil-producing communities are tired of this perpetual man-made injustice caused by the so-called Niger Delta callous, inhuman, wicked, and corrupt-minded governors. We also called for a review of the 4-point agreement with the host community of Nigeria, HOSCOM, which was submitted to the federal government by the national chairman, Prince Mike Emo, and has not been approved up till date. The provision of the agreement, which includes 10,000 pipeline surveillance jobs to the oil-producing communities through the leadership of HOSCOM, has not been approved. Yet the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) went ahead to award pipeline surveillance contract to one individual, Chief Captain Hosa Wells Okumbo, who is the managing director of the Ocean Marine Solution Company that is handling the pipeline surveillance security contract worth over $18.6 million annually just for OML-30, which is TFP pipeline security surveillance contract alone. Not to talk of the Trans-Escravos Warri Kaduna pipeline accounting to over $20.5 million annually, and that of the Bonny Nembe Creek trunk pipeline surveillance job that worth over $2.7 million contract in the Creek of Niger Delta. RNDA and HOSCOM are not benefiting from these billions of dollars pipeline surveillance security contract jobs in the hands of one individual from Edo State, and the situation will not be acceptable anymore in the Creek as far as the pipeline surveillance security contract job is concerned. Therefore, RNDA demands pipeline security surveillance job to accommodate the members of the Reformed Niger Delta Avengers Group, who are over 5,000 in the Creek, and we will no longer allow this to happen anymore in the Creek, or else we will bring down all the pipelines in our Creek within the stipulated time of the ultimatum. Furthermore, we demand release of the 10 license for modular refineries in Niger Delta, which the federal government has not approved up to this moment. Yet the Federal Executive Council is approving billions and trillions every week in the presidency through the sales of our crude oil in $1.86 million to $2.2 million barrels on daily basis without any tangible, the militants said. This is really serious. Please tell us what you think about this, and don't forget to drop it in the comment section, and also give this video a thumbs up. Do have a pleasant time. Bye for now.